Hello, welcome to my channel. Thank you for coming back, and as always a huge massive thank you for the support. So this is the last little topper sheet on the Hunkydory members free gift. The current one is February 2024. This is Wild Celebrations, and it's the pink one, which is Time to Celebrate. And you've got these lovely balloons, butterflies, tiny butterflies. You've got a present with a large circle one there. The border is huge on it. Got beautiful flowers again with the butterfly, and then a small circle topper with the balloons, and then the foil cardstock. You've got the black lines foiled, the dots, and these beautiful little stars, and then you've got your printed cardstock as well. Okay, so I'm going to start with my scoreboard. And I've got a piece of 6 by 12 white 300 GSM cardstock, and I'm going to score at 3 and at 6 because I'm starting with a reverse easel. So I haven't done one for a while. Thought it might be nice to do that. And then this bit goes back as if you're doing a Z fold. Okay, just give that a good burnish down, and that's the start of the card. So you can see you've got that mountain valley on there. Okay, so that's that started. So let's come in with some black cardstock. So I'm going to use the black adorable scorable for my first mat, because I need one to go on the bottom, which is going to be to fit that 6 by 6 space, and then I need one here to fit that 3 by 6. So one sheet is going to be plenty as long as I don't mess it up, and one sheet is what I've got left. So I'm just taking 2 notches off, so 2/18 of an inch on 2 sides. And then that should fit really nicely with just a really small border round. I think that's probably going to be too small, and it is. So let's take that to 2 notches under the 6. Actually, I'll do it that way because it is slightly too short if I do it the other way. And then I want 2 notches under the 3. Okay, and then that piece should fit on there quite nicely. Now I do need another piece of black, and these pieces will be too small, but what I'm going to do is use the glitter. So there's going to be that little bit of when I put the topper on, there's a bit of a difference to the mat there, just to give it a bit of oomph, really. Not that it needs it particularly, but I wanted to do that. So the bottom of this card piece here, so I'm just going to come in and I'm going to cut 5 3/4, and this is from the foiled one, and again on them 5 3/4. And some of this you're not going to see because you're going to have that stopper on there, but I just like that light pink against the black, so it really frames it quite nicely. This piece here is probably going to be just a little bit too small, but I don't want to use that other piece of card, although I could use it because I'm cutting that up. Okay, we'll use it. So I just want the pink bit on the top here, so I'm going at 2 3/4. So for my next card I am cutting around there, so I'm using this cardstock twice. That's nice, and then 5 3/4. We've got a lovely fine border on there as well. Okay, so let me bring out the topper I'm using, which is Happy Birthday, with these beautiful roses around. Oops. There we go. And I just want to sort of measure that, so that's 3.5 across, Let me write this down because I will forget. And grab a pencil or a pen. No, that's a pipette. Let's use a sparkly one. Okay, so it's 3.5 by 5.5. That's just because my memory is absolutely awful, so I know I will just forget it the minute I put it down. Okay, so I'm going to take a piece of this hot pink and I'm going to cut this at 5 3/4. Actually, let's do it by 3.5, so 3 3/4 first of all. Just means I'm going to have a bigger piece on this side, so just not to waste my cardstock. And then 5 3/4. And I'm just going to size that top on there just to make sure that's going to be, yeah, that's nice. And then I said I was going to use a little offcut of a bit of glitter card that I've got. So we are going to be, let's turn it over the other way so it just slides about better on my thing. So I'm going 3.5 2 notches, or 2/8, 1/16, and then 5.5 plus 2 notches. And that should fit quite nicely into there. And then this piece is going to go on to there. Okay, I kind of like it better just on the hot pink. Maybe I should do that the other way around. Okay, let me just grab, obviously we can save this and use it another time. Let me just grab another piece. It's going to have to be a whole piece of, oh no, I've got another little off piece here. So let's just change that. So this is going to be the next lay down. So it's 3.5 plus 2 notches, and then 5.5 and 2 notches. And then, so I've got to go that way around. So 3.5 plus 4 notches, or 3 3/4. 5 3/4. Just sometimes things in your head look different when you start doing it in the actual real life. It changes, you know. So I think that looks better that way. And if I had an embossing folder down here, you could go in with leopard print embossing folder. I know Crafter's Companion have done quite a few. I'm sure Hunkydory probably have. Or you could go in with that beautiful, there's a cut-in die that goes with this set as well, which is leopard print. So I think that, I know I need another thing. I need one more thing. Did I get it out ready? Yes, I did. Okay, so I need to cut a piece. This is the Hunkydory medium weight acetate. So I'm going to cut, so I want it to go over the whole of this frame because I want to turn it into a shaker, but I don't want it to be seen from behind. So I'm just going to measure that with the topper itself. And this is not so great for a card making. It's more you sort of where it's got support already and you're just trying to make a feature or of some in some way. Okay. So I think what I'll do with that other bit is I'll stick that on and then trim that round manually with my scissors. So let's do that first of all. Let's pop, no, let's not do that first of all. Let's pop that to the side. Let's do these bits and then they can be glue in, set in, and then they're going to be all ready for me when I come back. So I'm having trouble prioritizing today, so I do apologize. So I can see my glue is just dried a little on the top, so it must have been a spillage. So let's just clean that off. So this is in here I've got Kalau all-purpose glue, and it's one of my favourite glues. It's alcohol based. And then in this one I've got Kalau tacky glue, which is PVA glue. So I just like to put that in the corners. Now your Kalau all-purpose glue, I do say it every time just in case I've got somebody new. It is exactly the same sort of glue as your all-purpose, no, not all-purpose, construction, that's the word I'm thinking of, your Hunkydory construction glue. Okay, and that is alcohol based, perfect for most surfaces except mirror. Although I do use it on mirror, I just be careful not to go anywhere near the edges so I don't get any splurges out. But it sets like concrete. It's brilliant, and it really gives a good amount of stability to your card as well, which is what I like it for. The only thing is just make sure you don't put your card in a position where it's drying at a weird angle, like bent, because it will set like that and nothing you can do will get that straight again, besides sort of pulling the card so much that it sort of breaks. Okay, so I'm just going to give those another little burnish down before I pop on this top. And again, we're going same combination of glues. And I would say probably 99% of my gluing, I use this combination because it works for me in my environment. So I have an environment that is quite warm most of the time. It's perfect. So I find that it does work really well for me, but you know, everybody has different ways of gluing. It's, you know, crafting is such a personal thing, which I think is why I love it so much. So you might find other glues work better for you. I'm not saying you have to use these glues, it's just people do ask what I'm using, so that's the only reason why I mention it. Okay. So that is on there, and I really love that. And I did get a tip from, I think it was JJ, about with the toppers and that, because sometimes you get that white edge. If you go over them with a black pen, it really neatens it up. And similarly with these, you could go around with your inks. You would have to wait quite a long time for it to dry, but you could just ink along that edge where the paper is, and it will pick up that ink, just a fine line if you want to. I'm not going to. I think the actual black border that I'm using is going to be enough for me today. And this type of glue, just to say again, like I say, in case there's some new people joining us, I know there's been a couple of new people this week. Oh, I've done that the wrong way around. Okay, don't do that, folks. That's because originally I was going to do that as my other piece. Okay, what I think I might do, sorry, this is a horrible bit of tissue. I'm going to put that to the side. I'm going to let that dry. And what I'm going to do is just quickly cut another piece. Okay, sorry about that, guys. It's because in my head I was still doing it the way I planned it, which was with the black going onto the pink, but we changed it up. And my brain forgot to accommodate that, so apologies. But like I say, this glitter card, any little bits I don't waste, I keep them together. If I can use them again in a project like this, I will. If I can't, I'll use it for die cutting butterflies. You know, I know it sounds a bit weird having a black butterfly, but it can really bring a little bit of focus to an image or to a card, to have that little black butterfly on there. Okay, so now we can come to this topper, and hopefully it's going to be one of these ones that comes out quite nicely. That seems to be behaving so far. And just grab my scissors because I'm going to need them in a minute anyway. And I'm just going to go, so any like sticky up pips, just put the blade of your scissors along them and it should just pop it off for you. And these are the bits that JJ was saying that if you use your black pen on, those little white bits won't be a problem anymore. There we go. Right, so let's pop that there so I don't lose that. I am going to need my red liner tape. So I'm going to pop that on. And the other thing you can do with this piece here, which I was toying with the idea of, is just round the corners so that you've still got that arch coming round, but you would need to do it on each piece. So again, the brain has not reminded me, but it's going to look fine, but it's just a nice little detail that can really work as well. So let's just pop. And it's quite important just to have a good seal round, so I'm just making sure I'm putting red tape all the way around, just to make sure that that acetate is going to be really secure on there. It'll be easier if I do it in pieces, I think, just because of my clumsy hands. I think the girls at Hunkydory, they can do this in one piece. I'm like, never works for me. Maybe I'm just too nervous about it. You know, like when you overthink something. So I am crossing those over, but I should be able to get them off. Come here, my hands work. I'll just trim those little edges of the tape. Okay, so let's peel these off. Hopefully they've all stuck down quite nicely. Going around. Oops. Just give that a burnish because it's sticking to me, and it doesn't usually do that when I burnish it down. So is coming on. We're coming my little new crafting studio. It's a corner by the back door, guys. It's not nothing impressive, but it will be a specific crafting place which I have not had before, so I am super excited, but it's been slow progress, I have to be honest. Right, so I just need to make sure I get this on fairly straight. Remember, we're not going to see any of these workings because it's going on that base there. And then what I'm going to do is just as neatly as I can. And I'm trying to just go underneath the topper. I've succeeded on that one, better than I did the other day anyway. Okay, so that is going to be the start of our shaker. Now I don't know if I want this black on here, but let's have a little look and see what it looks like now. Because this is obviously going to be raised up. I was wondering whether it might be nice to put that underneath, but no, I think I'm going to leave that one off. Okay, and then this I am going to layer up, so all the shakers are going to be behind in here. So now we need some strips, and I think these are probably going to be the best ones. Now I don't know if this works at all, but there is a lady that I watch a lot, an American lady called Nicole Spohr, S-P-O-H-R, and she says that if you take all of the sticky off of your foam, oh it does, look, she says it immediately becomes more flexible. So she is a genius. So let's take that off there. Now obviously if I've got a bit left over it's going to be wasted. I'm going to make sure that's butted up really close to there. And coming round, down, and again take that off. I'm probably going to waste some of this, but it's fine. It's not a huge deal. And then if I take that to there, cut that across, and that should really go quite snugly down. So what I'm going to do is just put that over there with my rubbish. So that's a good tip from her, that works, so I'm quite happy about that. Now for the shakers, I wasn't going to go with glitter because I find that they do stick to the front a lot, which annoys me. Okay, so what I thought I would use is these holographic stars, because we've got stars on here in black, and I think there are some darker colour ones in there. Now the trick is going to be to try and get them all kind of in the middle. I want to put quite a lot in there because it is quite a big space really. Oops, got a few loose ones, let's pop them in. And I'm just going to use my tool to flatten them out a little bit, because I find if they're in a bunch they get in so tight it's quite hard sometimes to get them undone. Apologies. Henry's decided to have a little bark. I think it was the neighbour's daughter's birthday the other day, and they have been walking up and down a lot lately, so I think she must have been having some treats or something. She's school age, but only just. Okay, so we're just going to pop that on around about there. Just put a little bit of tacky glue on there, just give me a little bit of security. Then we've got that lovely. We have lost a few. Don't know where we've lost a few from, but let's have a look. Maybe they were underneath the card, because there's nothing coming out now. That's shaking really well. I've got 4 now. Let's check. Ah, I see. A little bit of space there. Ah, I can see one's got. This is the pain in the bum bit. Okay, let's just pop those out. And it's just where 1 or 2 had gone under that foam. Quite how they manage it, I don't know. What I'm gonna do is tacky glue all the way along and let it sit, and that should hopefully glue over them. Or maybe I shaped it a bit too early with the tacky glue being on there. Let's just move those off the way, put these in the drawer. Okay, so while that's gluing we can still move on with our next piece. So I'm going to bring that frame back in just for layering purposes, so I get it in the right place. Fits in there quite nicely. And then these pieces, let's bring in some of these sort of wider ones, wider strips. And again, it's about 2mm, so it's going to be quite a chunk on this card, 4mm in total, I guess, with both the shaker and then this on top. And there's a lovely sentiment on here, perfect for a stopper of an easel card such as this, which is time to celebrate. So that will work out really nice for us. There we go. So I'm going to pop that in. We can whip that off. It would be lovely if I just had pink stars or black stars. but just checking that's glued down nicely. I think it has. So we'll look all the way around. It's just one place, just that one place for some reason. Yeah, I think it's all right. Okay, so next step, we need to attach this to our base of our card. So let me grab that topper, not topper, sentiment, so you can see it's a lovely long one. So that's going to be perfect for our little top piece. There is also a happy birthday, which is a sort of slightly smaller, but I thought that's going to go quite nicely on there. So there's still some coming out. This is not good. This is why. Is it that again? It is. Okay, bear with me guys, I'm just going to fix this. Okay, so apologies, it took me a while to get that sorted, about 10 minutes I have to be honest with you. And what it was, there was still some stuck in there, so I had to peel it back as far as I could, just take those off. Now you can see that some of them where I've put a bit of extra glue in have sort of stuck around the bottom here, but actually since the when the topper's upright like so, you're not really going to notice it, and you can still give it a shake. Obviously it'll be on the card, but I think that does need a little longer to go off there where I put quite a bit of glue on, but it works. It's a shaker. It was a journey. Let's stick it on the card and forget about it. Okay, so now we need to pop this on our card. So let's see, do I want to use some red liner tape or shall I just use the other? Let's put a bit of red liner tape on there because this is going to be quite heavy. And it's just going to give us a bit of support while our other glues are working, and it's not going to need a lot of support, so I'm just going to take one little strip, obviously remembering that I only need to glue at the top. That's a note for myself. So let's see, so we need it to go about there, so just going to pop my all-purpose glue around about there. And then tacky glue, and I will put a little bit extra on, and then I should be able to just get this lined up straight. And I'm not, should I go in the middle? Yeah, let's go in the middle, let's go in the middle. So I don't want the actual topper to come over the side of my card, otherwise it means I'm going to have a bigger envelope to put this in. So we've got our sentiment here. I can just see that there are some little pips, and sometimes you do see them better if you turn them over, to be honest, because you see that bit of white sticking up. Okay, and again this is the same 2mm foam pad. Pop that on. Okay. I probably could have come over a little bit to the left. It's not quite central, but you know what? I'm going to make a feature of that somehow. Okay, so let's see, where do we want this to come to? Kind of thinking maybe it would be nice to see that butterfly. So let's pop that there. Okay. Now if I can grab some black gems, we've got those ones, and got some small black pearls, but they're really tiny, so I think these are tiny as well. These are little gems. Let's have a look. Those are super small. I think I might have a next size up. I don't know whether they've got black in them. Let's have a look. It's here. Kind of a blue rather than a black. Okay, let's put that around. And I am in the process of sorting these gems out. I might keep some of these handy. and do some of those. So let's pop that down, and I'm going to want some tweezers, and I think I'm just going to do a couple of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right, okay. So bigger one there, bigger one there, and might pop bigger one there. Tiny one can go on there because they do match. They are the same sort of faceted one. Let's go with a medium size there, medium size there. Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think we need another odd one over there. So let's just grab one there. I think we'll pop it there. Maybe up a little and then down a little. I think they're a little bit too close really, but okay, I'm happy-ish with that. Do I want something on the other side? No, I'm going to leave it like that. So let's pop those back in there before they get lost. We might need them again in a minute. Okay, and then that is our little shaker reverse easel. It does seem to have set that side. I will put just a little bit of weight on it when I pop it down tonight after I've taken photos. But it's quite a pretty card. Even if you didn't do the shaker bit, you know, you could just still raise it up. But let's get set up for card number 2. Okay, so for card number 2, I am going to do a sort of a bit of a cutaway card with this one, but I want to do it on the as if it's a book fold rather than a tent fold. So I'm going to score at 6. We'll just give that burnish down. Just give that a really nice burnish. And then if I come in with my cutter, I just want it to be that way around. So I'm going to come to around about 3. Yeah, 3, and then I'm just going to cut up to the 6, and then I can move that back up there, pop that on the 6-inch mark, and then just go down to that 3. Hopefully our cut lines should meet, and they do. And then I've got my little cutaway card there. Okay, so I'm going to be using black glitter, I think, because that is the only black I have left. She says, have I lost it? And I have got a bit of adorable Scoreboard. Bear with me 2 seconds. Okay, so I've got a piece of that black glitter again. So I need to do a piece for the back, so 2 notches under the 6. It just moved a little bit. And okay, I'll put it on that side rather than the side I've just cut, so hopefully it should stay square. And then that is going to go on nicely like so. And then we want a piece for here, so I'm going to go 2 notches under the 3, don't know if I'm going to be saving card that way or that way. Right, let's go this way. Come on, just commit to it. Okay. Sorry, sometimes I have to talk myself into these things. And then 5 3/4. Okay. So that is this piece going there. No, I've cut that wrong. See, look. Shouldn't be 5 3/4. Oh, do you know, it's going to be one of those days. Should be 2 notches under the second. Let's see how that fits. Does that fit nice? It's okay. Okay, so the next thing I need to do is I'm going to go with the backing sheet. So I want more of the pink in this because it's against that black. So let's go 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. So I'm keeping as much of that triangle in as I can. So it's still going to pop against that because you're still going to see a lot of that pink, but you've still got that little bit of glitter there as well. And then this piece from here, we are going to be cutting down. So we need it to be 2 3/4. What I'm going to do is take a tiny bit off the bottom because I don't want it quite. I'm going to take 1/2 inch, so I've just got that little pop of the yellow. Let me just see how that looks against there. And then this needs to be 5 3/4, and then I can cut around those balloons. Is there anything else I need to do? No, I don't think so. So let's pop that out of the way for a moment. And then what I'm going to do, I use my scissors, is just go around these balloons. So they're going to come above and into the back of that, that piece that we've cut there. So where the black is at the bottom, it's really going to help this pop. And I did say the other day that cutting circles is not great, I have to be honest. Let me just cut that bit off, make it easier for myself. Obviously we can use that bit, and I will round these up, so I'm just going to do that, so bear with me while I just cut that out. Okay, so I've got all that cut out. As you can see, the edges are quite sharp and raw. So what I'm going to do is just grab my largest ball tool, just on a foam pad. Just going to go around the edge of that. Actually, might do the smaller one. I might turn it over and do the other side as well. Sometimes it works better from the other side. I'm just literally just going around the edge, and what it does is it just takes it folds the paper under a little bit. Yeah, better from the back. It folds the paper under a little bit, and makes it less cutty, you know, look less obvious that it's been cut. Okay, so let's do some assembling. So we've got our glitter piece and our all-purpose glue. And I'm going to on nice white border all the way around, and then we've got our piece here. If you don't like the big corner, then you can do like I did on a previous video recently with this kit, you know, cut it shorter, basically just cut it off. So there, instead of cutting here, sort of move it along, move it up. You can frame it as you want to, you know. Okay, so that's on there quite nicely. And then we're coming over with this And some of this border is going to be hidden anyway because our topper is going on top. And obviously it's going to come over the top of our glitter card, so if you're going to match up the sides and the bottom better, then that's going to be best. Okay, so this is going to come over the top. So again, just making sure I only glue in this bottom section. A little bit of tacky. Just going to pop that on. And if you find that you haven't glued right to where you want to, you can sort of just peek it up and just pop a bit of glue in later, once everything's settled, if you want to. Okay, so let's see where we're going with topper. So initially I was thinking maybe the presents. So let's see how that looks first of all. Oops. These are really not working very well today, are they? Quite why. There we go. So that looks quite busy. Let's see. Let's try this one, see what that looks like. If it wants to come out. So in my head it was going to be that one, but it may be a case that this one is going to be better. Kind of do like that one better, I think. Let's pop this out, see what it looks like with some of its layers out. Obviously we've got this little circle one here we can use as well. Got a feeling this one will need this little black border. Yeah, it definitely needs that other border in. And then let's see, we could go happy birthday here, there. We've got our little butterfly there. I think so, I think that's probably how we're going to go. No, I don't like that. We'll go with that. Okay, so let's sort some layers out again. We're going to need some foam pads. I think I'm just going to go with 2 foam pads, the same size, the 2mm. So what I'm going to do is, I think that's pretty much where I want it to be. So if I just pop some glue on the bottom half of here, I can just set that straight in there and lift that up. Again, if you are not close enough with the glue, once everything's dried, you can go in, just lift it a little from behind and just put a little pop of glue behind. We don't need that today, I don't think, but we will see how I feel later when it's dried. So let's do that little trick again, because we just want a little bit around the base. So I'm just going to peel that layer off the top. There we go. And just going to come. And trouble is, it does stick to your hands. There we go, and I just take, what do I do with them scissors? I've hidden them hidden them under everything else. So I'm just going to put that bit off there. I could have aimed that one better when I started, but I think this could be okay. So let's just pop some glue down. Now there's no right or wrong way with this one. So I just need to match it up to here, like so. And then this one, I can just go across. So I hope you've all been enjoying your weekend. I've been watching a lot of the Spellbinders releases coming up, so can't afford them all but love them all. It's really nice. And this is not the clubs, this is the actual I'm just popping up on this side. This is their actual sort of February releases. And they are really nice, really nice. It's sort of seam building, so if you like seam building, you should definitely check out Spellbinders this month because they are amazing. I think I definitely am going to get the porthole one because I really like sea themes, and my oldest nephew Anthony, he is really into fish. He's got millions of aquariums, and that's probably our fault because we used to like having the fish and the guppies and breeding, you know, watching them breed. Guppies are perfect fish for small children, especially if you've got male and female in a tank. Not children, fish, because they sort of self-perpetuate as long as you put some sort of weeds in with them. Actually, I'm just gonna put that on there and cut a bit off. You know, and they're sort of little babies, and they sort of, I mean, they do eat a lot of them because they can have thousands at a time, fish babies. But yeah, Anthony sort of grew up watching these babies develop, and you know, first of all there'd be loads, and as days went on there would be less, but then those ones would get bigger, and then suddenly there would be more babies, and he's sort of gets stuck with him really. Should put a little bit of glue into there, but that's fine. Okay, so that's where we're at. For an insert it would have to be the back, unless you want to pop a little piece on there that's going to be hidden. So I think for this one maybe I might get away with some pink gems if I can find them. Okay, so I'm coming in with these ones. These are from a Crafter's Companion subscription kit. So I've got these like hot pink pearls. So I'm going to go... Sorry, Henry's just decided to bark at the neighbours. I think they're on their way out. We were in the garden a little while ago. So 1, 2, 3 in there. Let's just go over a smidge. And then, so 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go with a medium one there. So this is the last medium one. So hopefully it's not going to fly off. No, it's behaved. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to do tops there, probably a bit too much glue. Let's take some of that off with just a piece of card. There we go, just taking a little bit off. And I'm just going to take these little tiny ones. One. Ooh, lost it, there it is. And the green one stuck to me for some reason. stays where it is. Okay, so let's pop that top out of the way because that confuses things. Okay, so I think that does need to go over just a tad. It's just resisting because it has got its own bit of glue on there as well. Okay, so that is my 2 cards for today. Let me just bring back in that first shaker card. It does look like it's set quite nicely. I'm going to give it a shake. Doesn't seem to be anything coming out now. But that is that one and that one. I think if I had bought some ribbon down, a nice little black bow in that corner would have been nice. Either with black velvet ribbon or black grosgrain, that sort of thing. That would look nice. But and obviously, of course, you could, like I say, you could either cut into that, emboss it. You know, loads of ways that you can even take these sort of designs further. Okay. What I will do is put the pictures up on Pinterest as always and on Facebook. I do post in on my own page, which is Sybil James Concoctions, and Crafting with All Brands, and I think it's Friends of Hunkydory, because I can't post in Hunkydory because my page is like set to like a business page. Because I used to have a crafting shop a long time ago, and I used to sell on Facebook and eBay, but I don't do that anymore. I just craft for fun, which is a lot easier, I can tell you. But that's it for today. Hope you've enjoyed your weekend or are enjoying your weekend. And next week, my order hasn't been, I haven't had a notification on my order that it's been shipped yet. So I don't think it's going to be with me in time for Tuesday. So I definitely will be having a go with the little books. I might come down, I might bring one of the die cut machines in and have a little play with some dies of them, just to mix it up a little bit. I know some of you guys don't have dies, but you do also have other ways of cutting squares and rectangles or circles, you know, circle cutters, etc. So there are still ways that you can replicate them using the methods that you do now, if you know what I mean. Okay, but that's it for today. I'm waffling. I will speak to you soon. Take care. Happy crafting. Bye bye.